Hello everyone, someone that needs no introduction, it is Mr. Paul Sinclair.
Hello James, and great to be here in this fabulous environment that you've, I'm going to say inflicted upon me, because it's hard going today. We've got a bit of snow, but I think it's going to be worth it just for the strangeness that is Raincliff Woods.
It is, and we're at specifically a spot called Old Man's Mouth, which is, as anyone that's watched this channel for a while knows, is full of paranormal activity, strange lights, UFOs, big cats, lights, all sorts of things. But Paul, your philosophy, we were talking on our way up about often this stuff is just for you and not on capture. Why do you think that is?
Me personally, I believe that UFO researchers see UFOs, ghost hunters see ghosts. And I think that the thought process that we're putting out, because let's face it, there's been some things reported in here that couldn't possibly live and exist in here.
Yeah.
7 to 8 foot bipedal fur-covered creatures, they're not here.
Yeah.
But there's something visiting, there's something transient. So maybe if you're a Bigfoot researcher, a cryptid researcher, and you're going with that mindset, that's what you're going to see. I realise that it's hard for some people to get their heads around, but don't you find it interesting that ghost hunters see ghosts?
Yeah.
UFO researchers see UFOs. I don't mean never the twain or never the two shall meet, but it strikes me that you get what you're looking for. And maybe that even applies to a good experience, a euphoric experience, as well as a terrifying experience. Yeah. You know, you go in there with a sort of upbeat, happy mindset, and maybe the phenomena that you interact with gives you that. And I do realise, people, that there are times when this is totally random, and it could be just a driver or a man and a woman walking through these woods that see something quite profound. But looking at it from somebody who goes actively looking for these things and taking people's reports, that's kind of where I am with it. And one more thing, James looks very tall on here. I'm actually 6'2", and he's stood on a box. Just thought I'd let you know that.
But I will, thank you, Paul, and I'll keep you updated if we get any activity, and we'll keep doing some updates. So see you all later. So still with Paul, we're out here. We've just been stood, for want of a better word, meditating, just trying to be silent and still and kind of close our minds off and try and, you know, this isn't your normal paranormal stuff. This is the fae, this is the woodland, those entities or whatever else is here that's ancient, basically, giving it absolute respect. And it was quite still, and we thought nothing was going to happen, but then we heard some murmurs and humming, and it sounded like someone's voices. Now we can see there's nothing up there. I did see a light briefly that was just a white light, not on its own, but as if something lit up from
I never saw the
behind. Paul didn't see that.
I weren't looking in that direction, by the way. I'm not saying James didn't see it. I just never saw it. But we both heard the humming.
Both heard that.
What sounded like a female voice.
Yeah, female voice humming.
And then literally 5 minutes ago, in that direction, a bell.
3 chimes. 1, 2, 3. Ping, ping, ping. None of us, both of us.
My phone's here.
Yeah, and Paul's phone is a lot louder than that. If it went off, we know the difference. And then, really odd, it was that loud at first. I thought it was a motorbike in the distance, but it wasn't. It sounded like, the best way to describe it is a cassette rewinding.
Yeah,
like zzz, like that. No explanation for it. All that's going past is cars.
You see cars there, look.
That's it. You can hear the cars. That's what they sound like.
And they're pretty intermittent because, you know, we're on a lonely stretch of road here, aren't we?
Yeah.
But,
and as you could see, like if a car's going past, you could tell because you see the lights and that. So
that bell has got me. I mean, we did. Why am I holding my camera to my face and it's turned off? That's when these are the comforts of madness. So we didn't have the cameras rolling, but there's no mistaking it. There were a bell up there. James said to me, "Did you hear that?" And I heard voices. So it's really strange. There's nothing up there.
Yeah.
So fascinating, and I think we'll give it a little bit longer, and I'm going to set a recorder off, whether we get nothing or we get something. So I'm going to do that.
Excellent. So we've been around, we've just been stood, we've heard a few things. Paul's just done a bit to his camera, so make sure you check out Truth Proof, because we were talking about this bell that we heard, and hopefully it's picked it up on camera. While we were talking about it, we heard the bell go off.
Just one little ding, weren't it?
I heard 3 again.
Oh, did you?
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, well... So, and I need to stress, guys, that I'd actually just said we'd heard the bell 30 to 45 minutes previous. I don't know what time span were, but we weren't recording.
Yeah.
And I even said Do you know something? We could actually add a little bit of a ding, ding, ding
And then it
into
did
this,
it.
and nobody would know.
Yeah.
And it did it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying we're going to have picked it up on this DJI camera that I'm holding here. I'm not recording with this at the moment, by the way, guys. I'm just using it for the light for James's phone. But we were recording with DJI, so we might have got that. We'll see. Because it were in distance, weren't it? Probably.
Yeah.
Sounded like about 30 or 40 foot away.
Yeah. 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 Really, like there's no explanation. All there is there's a road over this river. There's a road, as you can see. There's a car there, which is slowing down to wonder what.
Probably wondering what
out
there's two weird people stood in darkness
in winter.
in winter, in snow, as you do.
But they don't beep, you know, and as you can tell, if a car's going past, you know a car's going past.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, I
there's
should
no
imagine, James, you can hear road noise anyway. You know, it'll pick the
hear
road
them
noise up.
approaching, yeah. So there's no explanation for that. And I was showing Paul. I've got a digital EVP recorder, but I've got an old cassette recorder, one of the old ones with the cassette tape. And I heard a whirring to the point I actually thought, oh, it's gone off in my bag. And when I checked, it hadn't. So that was really interesting as well. So it's responding to kind of what we're talking about, but there's no answers to anything other than it's just happening as it does.
Yep. So, and that noise was obviously my camera, which I've just struck into life. But thanks for inviting me along here, James. It's been interesting.
Thank you for coming. It's been a good night.
No, yeah. Okay, guys. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Catch
Take
you
care.
later.